Specifically talking about just one of the Afghan National Army guys we had, and he was big into helping us. He would always put himself in front of our patrols, and he would always tell us to stop. And you know, the Muslim people, if they die, it's considered an honor. It's just moving on to the next, path in life that they have to take. Life and death is every day for those people. So, for a lot of people that don't know the Muslim country and the Muslim religion, they're actually very strong people. So they accept life and death, and if they have to accept death, they'll accept it because that's an honor for them to move on up to the next level of Allah. But in a sense, that one Afghan National Army, he'd always go in front of our patrols, find IEDs or check out. We knew the general language to, kind of direct, call them over, start a conversation, but you pick up on the body language. So, if someone's nervous, if they're lying, or what they're trying to say just through body language alone. In a way, you kind of have to accept that you could die any day. And yeah, it sucks losing brothers, and it's going to happen. Statistically, it's going to happen. And the only thing we could do to prevent that is through training and, doing everything right that we need to do to prevent anything from happening. But you got to understand that if it does happen, you can't control that. You can't do anything about it. It's just his time. You got to push on. You can't really sit there and mope and mourn about it yet, because it's going to affect you. It's going to affect how you do the mission. So in a sense, every day, especially the guys I was with, we embraced the fact that we could die any day. Embrace that. And not that we wanted to or we wanted to see anybody do it, but you kind of have to embrace that fact so it doesn't halt your mind and affect your mission, because you can't let fear dictate what you do over there. In a sense, it's just tapping into embracing the mentality and what's going on over there, embracing the fact that you could die any day. And we would joke around about it, but I'm not going to get too touchy in the basis on that one. But again, it's just what you're trying to get at is just the fact that we accepted that anybody could die any day. You got to accept that fact. But again, not that we wanted to, but well, I want to get out and get my degree and jump into law enforcement, and I plan on pushing into a SWAT team for narcotics, because I had a lot of friends and family who went down for drugs, and that's where I want to go. I want to touch bases with a SWAT team that does narcotics so I can do hits and, prevent drug trafficking, things like that. Well, generally we lived off the Afghan National Army. They'd help us out a lot with their rice and fried okra and beans and their bread. They make it all right there, build their own stoves and everything. It was awesome. It was some of the best food I've ever had, because our our supply and our mobile couldn't necessarily in the beginning bring us out any resupply because of the IED threats on the road. They're always getting hit with IEDs because they were everywhere. So yeah, Afghan National Army helped us out a lot in care packages. Well, care packages, big thing about military men, which would help. We're just not mindless drones or machines, but we need morale boosting. Boosting the morale will help you continue and push on. And care packages help that factor a lot. So, like getting tobacco or pictures and letters, or energy drinks, baby wipes, because that's how we showered. Because not necessarily, we wouldn't have a water pump, because only some compounds have water pumps, which we would just wash the main regions of our body, but that's it. We had some guys that didn't shower for the whole deployment. So it might have been, I think I went out to O'Charlie's or something and got a steak, steak and mashed potatoes. But we had a lot of cravings. Obviously, come back home to party, drink, girls, obviously. That always goes through guys' heads. The Marine Corps, and just for most guys, getting out of the Marine Corps is a big thing, but some guys make a career out of it. So, touch bases if you're against a war or a conflict, or you're with it, regardless of what you are, you should still support your military, because you shouldn't hate on your military, the guys who go out there and do the fighting, because military is the backbone of a country. Without military, you don't have the freedoms and things we live by, because through war we've gotten this by sacrificing and guys going over there and fighting. So all these colleges, school educations, freedom of speech, people to, speak their opinions and how they feel about this and how they feel about that. is all what this country was founded on through the guys that are going over there fighting, you know. In your little bubble life, you know, what's all going on, just broaden your mind and just know what's going on around the world, not just here in your life. So people aren't left out and just, you know what I mean? Well, I'm coming down here to Tennessee, because that's where my girlfriend's at, and she's finishing up college, becoming an RN. And I'm just trying to push for an associate's degree, not necessarily a bachelor's, because I generally don't want to be in school for too long. I want to get back out into the workforce, get out there and start doing my job and getting paid. So, but yeah, just moving up here, probably going to Pellissippi or, you know, a local community college, just getting an associate's degree. Haven't decided on what yet. Still looking into that, and then jumping into law enforcement.
The hardest thing you've had to deal with while you're back?
Well, I'll talk about one of the hardest things about. It's mainly the mentality, the go-getter mentality, the extreme mentality. You know, in order for us to act like kind of the hostile intent, hostile act thing, what made us, you know, react and aggress over there and get into a firefight. It's kind of hard to hold that mentality back. Just with, say, you're going out to a bar or something, and you know somebody looking at you wrong, or you know somebody talking to you wrong. It's just hard to deal with that now. You know, you blow up a lot easier. So Marja and Sangin. We were in Marja for about 5 months, and then we moved up to Sangin to help 3-5, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines out, because they were hurting a little bit up there. So we went up there to support them. You know, had more bodies, saturate out the area more.
And that's how you got your name, the
Greenhouse. So, but just to reiterate again, there's a lot of guys who are a lot more than me, and it's been in a lot worse situations and have been and seen more than me. So, again, I don't want this video to portray me as, you know, boasting about myself when it's not. What do you want me to say? I don't know what to say.
There we go. I thought this wasn't working. I was like, the mic's not working anymore.
This one.
There we go.
All right, John Book, Corporal, United States Marine Corps, 0311 Infantry.
And this is another touchy question. You don't have to answer if you feel uncomfortable.
Nah.
But I know you would go 2 weeks without talking to your parents or loved ones. What was the hardest part about that? How did you deal mentally with not talking to the ones that you love?
Well, it's hard, but you got letter writing. You know, write stuff down on paper helps ease emotions a little bit. Keeping busy over there. I mean, if you got time to work out, you know, we had to make stuff out of sandbags and like little pulley systems that we'd find, but generally we didn't have anything to work out with, so it was like calisthenics. Just talking, and we had, you know, a lot of guys bring DVD players and watch movies and stuff like that, but we didn't have power all the time, so it didn't really work out all the time. But you know, we always found time here and there to make a phone call, so I think we had like 1 sat phone for the platoon. But I would never miss a chance to make a phone call whenever I had the chance. So, well, care packages would help, and you know, it'd bring you a little bit closer to home. Letters, pictures, but generally, just we try not to really indulge into that too much mentally, because it kind of haunts you a little bit. But I mean, it sucks.
Halloween candy?
Yeah, of course. A lot of guys got little, you know, care packages of Halloween candy.